Hello and welcome back to my channel. It is Carla's Calorie Crush week 52. It's a year. And as it's a year, I thought it would be a good chance to kind of recap what has actually changed. I know I've been talking to you guys all the way through, but I've been thinking over the last couple of days what's actually different about me. So firstly, I walk differently now. I had begun to notice that as I reached my highest weight, heaviest weight, not sure, heaviest, highest weight, that I was walking more and more, is it pigeon-toed, or which one is it when your feet point outwards? Like waddling, I suppose. I was waddling like a duck, and the reason for that was because my knees had gathered so much fat that I couldn't walk straight without my knees rubbing, and so I was compensating by spreading my feet. Pigeon-toed is when they're like together, isn't it? So splay-footed, I suppose, is where we'll go. So I'd noticed that I was walking more and more like that, and that I didn't like the way I walked. I was lumbering along. The one thing I've noticed, particularly over the last couple of days, is that I walk more straight now. My posture is better. My knees walk straight. My feet go in a straight line rather than together or apart. So that's changed. Certainly I can walk more now. So I had reached the point where I could go only once around the small park with the dogs, and then I had to sit down, to the point where I was in considerable pain. If I wasn't able to sit down or rest against something, I'd reached a point where sometimes I just had to stop and just bend down and double myself over to stretch my back because it hurts so much. And now I can walk much, much further distances, and although I do get back issues, nothing like they were. Shape-wise, I'm annoyed that my clothing size hasn't changed very much. I find that really irritating. I was a 30 to 32. I'm now still in some things a 26, occasionally a 24, but I bought a size 24 jeans, jeggings, I bought them on eBay from Yours Clothing, and can't wear them. So I'm definitely not a 24 in all places yet, although a couple of things that I've bought have been a 24. I'm annoyed because after 6.5 plus stone, I was expecting to go down a little bit more size-wise. I'm reaching, slowly but surely, reaching the point where I will be able to buy clothes in most stores, and that's one of the main things that I was aiming for. And certainly shape-wise I have changed. The tops of my legs have lost a great deal of their bulk. The bottoms of my legs are the part that are adversely affected by whatever condition this is that they're trying to decide. And so they haven't changed much. And that's another thing that's frustrating, because I was hoping they would go down. My wrists have got smaller, definitely, and my fingers are not as pudgy. I didn't take any measurements. One thing I would really say to anyone starting this is take measurements right now, because I didn't take any measurements at the beginning, and now it feels like it's pointless to measure now because I don't know what I was before. That's annoyed me. I wish I'd taken measurements, because on the weeks or months when things don't seem to move very much, if I had taken measurements, I would be able to see a difference there. My face shape has changed. There is less chin here, although there's still a fair amount of chin, and my face does not seem to have gone very wrinkly, which was something I kind of expected my face to almost cave in, but that hasn't happened quite as much as I thought. My arms, I haven't noticed a lot of difference there, but I am trying to focus on those at the gym to try and tone those up. I think the areas that, to me, feel as though they haven't, obviously I told you before that my boobs have gone. The areas to me that feel like they haven't changed are my stomach and my hips. They don't feel like they've changed. My bottom has changed considerably. That's bonier. So certainly my shape has changed in a year, definitely. But my clothes size hasn't very much, and that's really annoying. My feet have gone down one size. So I was an 8 and now I'm a 7. I don't think my winter coat is going to be any good this year. The winter coat that I had new, I've only worn it for one full winter, I think, and that's not going to be any good. That's going to be too big. So things are changing. Somebody commented that my attitude towards food hasn't changed at all. No, it hasn't. I didn't expect it to. I like what I like, and I don't believe that you can necessarily retrain yourself to like different things. I think you can probably train yourself to believe that you prefer different things. I like what I like, and I like the way that I used to eat, and I miss the way that I used to eat. And so no, my attitude towards food hasn't changed. I rely a lot on eating out, and I do rely on quick foods. I don't have any interest in cooking for one person. None whatsoever. And I have tried to build an interest in that over the last year, and I have failed. I don't want to cook just for me. I don't enjoy the time spent cooking. So it feels like a complete waste of time standing there for ages stirring and messing with things. Then there's only going to be me to eat it. Doesn't feel that way if I'm cooking a dinner for the family or whatever. It doesn't feel like that at all. So no, my attitude towards food hasn't changed. I still want food to be quick and easy, and I still want it to be full of fat and sugar. I've just had to accept that I can't do that all the time. The overwhelming battle over the year has been snacking, and I still haven't cracked that. As you will see when you look at this week's food diary, snacking I think is always going to be my downfall. It never was the meals that I ate, really. Although the meals that I ate consisted of poor choices, I could continue to eat those poor choices and get away with it if I didn't snack as well. However, my problem has always been grazing. I've always been a snacker, and I eat through various reasons. I've noticed I eat through boredom, I eat through habit, I eat through convenience. It's still easier now to have a cereal bar. I wake up about 6 and I start work when I get up. So I get out of bed at 6 o'clock, and by 6:10 I'm at the desk working. And that's because that's the time when my brain is firing on all cylinders. Later in the day, absolutely nothing. I don't want to eat at 6 o'clock before I start work, and then because I'm working, it is easier to grab a cereal bar and continue working than it is to stop and have breakfast. And I've not cured myself of that, which means I would still quite happily begin the day snacking and then carry on. I mean, it is now 3:10. I haven't had lunch yet because I've been busy, and what it would be easy to do now is go, it's too late for lunch, it's too early for tea, I will have a snack. Then I would have another snack in a couple of hours' time when really I should be having tea, and before you know it, I haven't bothered with dinner, I've just grazed all the way through. I'm still working on that. It's still something I need to deal with. So that's my very quick recap of the last year. Of course I'm glad I did this. Of course I'm glad that I've lost over 6 stone in a year. It could have been more if I hadn't kind of slowed down a bit. The one thing that I have noticed, though, is that when I was 100% on plan, behaving myself, eating what I should eat and not having any treats, that was when my hair started to fall out. Since I have relaxed and some of the treats have crept back in and some of the things aren't as good, my hair has stopped falling out. So I must have taken something out of my diet that I needed, and I haven't pinpointed what that was. So ideally, I still need to stop the crap and stop drifting, but find out what that thing was that my body needed, because my nails were splitting and my hair was falling out, and that stopped now. So yeah, that's an odd one. I should probably do some research and find out what it is that that's in the fatty processed foods that my body needs for hair and nails. Maybe one of you knows. That's my quick recap of how the year's been. I'm glad I did this. I'm not stopping. I'm going to carry on. Onwards and downwards. Let's lose a bit more. Come and have a look at the food diary. You'll see everything I've ate this week. It's been a really weird week. I've done 2 6-hour drives this week on Wednesday and Saturday, and a very busy week in between. The result of that is that I've decided to have a very slow week YouTube-wise the following week. I've already announced this on the Waffle, so if you guys watch the Waffle, you'll already know this. But just so you know, I'm not filming anything for YouTube this week, Waffle-wise or food diary-wise. I will still do a calorie crush next week because I want the accountability. I don't want to just have a week off. I feel like I might go completely off the rails if I do that. So there will still be a calorie crush, and you'll still see whether I've gained, maintained or lost. You'll still see a total of the calories I've eaten. I'll get that in. But I'm not filming a food diary this week. I am taking some time off from recording stuff. But there will still be a calorie crush. I think that's it. Come and have a look at food diary. See how this week's gone. And then after that, I'll hop on the scales as usual. Monday morning was a bit hectic, and breakfast ended up being 3 skinny cereal bars for a total of 213 calories. Lunch was a carvery bap with vegetables and a Yorkshire pudding, and it came to a total of 934 calories. Evening meal was a McDonald's quarter pounder with cheese and medium fries. It was 855 calories. I still would have been within calories for Monday if I hadn't eaten a bag of peanuts for 601. I'm going to call it brunch. Brunch on Tuesday is a Tesco prawn salad. It is 332 calories. What day is it? Tuesday. Lunch on Tuesday is a jacket potato with salad, and I've got a little side portion of roasted vegetables. Little afternoon snack in the garden. I've got a packet of Ringos and a Satsuma. Tuesday's evening meal is Iceland peri-peri chicken skewers with some Crucial's mint sauce, some savoury rice and a little bit of salad and mayo. As always, snacks were my downfall. On Tuesday my snacks were over 400 calories. Breakfast on Wednesday is 150 grams each of strawberries, melon and yoghurt and some chocolate shop. Mid-morning brunchette kind of thing at the motorway services. I've got eggs and prawns. I've got ham, egg and chips for lunch. Evening meal was from the motorway services again. I had an all-day breakfast sandwich and some crisps. For Thursday breakfast I was back in the car. I had a yoghurt cereal bar for 91 calories and 2 satsumas 50 calories. Thursday lunch I've got lamb steak, mashed potato, peas and gravy and an onion ring. Evening meal, Subway salad. On Thursday I also ate 1 KFC mini fillet for 130 calories, 2 Bliss Crispy Delight bars 188 calories, 1 Skinny Food Co choc dip for 102 calories, 1 packet of Pom Bears for 65 calories and a Dairy Milk Little Bar 96 calories. Friday breakfast was 2 poached eggs on toast. I also had 1 bacon rasher and 1 hash brown, total of 583 calories. I've spent the entire day since breakfast time just grazing on crap. I've had 4 packets of Pom Bears. I've had at least 2 cereal bars. I don't know what else I've had. I'll put a list up on the screen so you can see what I'm talking about. Just grazing instead of eating properly. What that's meant is that I've got very few calories left for dinner, so this is nearly all salad in here. There's a couple of slices of ham chopped up, and then I've got 35 grams of light mayonnaise and some cheesy nibbles. It does take me very slightly over calories for the day, but considering what I've actually eaten today, I'll be lucky if I finish just slightly over, to be honest. Saturday breakfast, 2 poached eggs on 2 white toast with butter, 426 calories. Late lunch, steak with jacket potato and peas. I also had some chicken breast bites, total of 1,058 calories. Saturday was another 6 hours in the car. I ate a coconut cereal bar, 2 Krispy Kreme mini donuts, some squash and sweets, a banana and some melon. This is lovely, isn't it? This Yorkshire, look at it. Last week I weighed 286.5 pounds. It's Monday, it's scales time. It's 286.6, which I round up to 287. There we go. That means a gain of ½ pound this week, and I am quite happy with that, to be honest. At one point it looked like it might be worse. So I feel like I've not made good choices at all this week. I've eaten some very rushed on-the-go foods, and I haven't necessarily made the right choices when I've been grabbing those on-the-go foods, although I have tried. And the snacking this week has definitely been up. Definitely increase on the snacking. I have, this week, as you'll have noticed, if you watched that food diary, you'll have seen that I have included everything I've eaten this week. That is something else that I was criticised for, but I was criticised for not showing everything, and I think that's what caused people to mistrust what I was telling you. What I did do was I always showed you my total calories, and if you had looked at the food diary and the amount of calories that were showing the food diary, you would have seen the discrepancy. It might have said breakfast 300, lunch 400, dinner 800. Those add up to 1,500, and yet I was telling you in my calorie total over 2,000. So the calories were there. They were shown, the totals were shown to you. I just didn't show you the filming of me eating everything. I don't want to film everything I put in my mouth. I don't want to remember to, oh, I'm having a grape, pick up the phone and record it every time. I don't want to do that. But I will, if you guys think it will help, I will put that in at the end. Everything else I've eaten today, I will put that in at the end, as I have done during this food diary. However, I would like you to tell me in the comments below if you're not bothering to watch the food diary. If you are going, I will watch the bit where she says what kind of week she's had, and then I will watch the weigh-in, but I'm not really interested in the food. Please tell me, because that is actually a bit that is extremely time-consuming to edit. It's not time-consuming to film it particularly. Editing it takes a while. Putting all the little calorie counts in, that's the bit that takes quite a lot of time. So if you're not watching that, let me know, and maybe I'll find another way of showing you how many calories I've eaten. If you are watching that and you are enjoying it, please let me know as well, and I'll weigh it in the balance. I'm really pleased to have only gained half a pound this week. It means I need to take off the little half, throw it on the floor. Taking off that little £1/2 bobble, balloon, whatever we decided we were calling them. It still gives me a total loss so far of £6 stone £9. I am still extremely proud of that, and hopefully there will be a loss to put more bobbles on next week. It's a weird way of doing it, isn't it? A loss to put more bobbles on. But yeah, hopefully there'll be a loss next week to show you. I'm trying harder this week. I'm much more motivated this week. Last week was an odd week for me. I was stressed and busy and headless chickeny and a bit resentful of being on a diet and a bit rebellious, and yeah, it was an odd week. But this week I feel better. I feel more positive, more forward thinking, and I'm back on it, back on the wagon. This is basically me on the wagon, off the wagon, on the wagon, off the wagon. It is what it is. Thank you for joining me, as always, for this week's Calorie Crush. A massive well done to those of you who started a year ago and have achieved your target in this year. I've had several people in the comments say, I've done my target this year. Well done to you. A massive well done to those of you who started and haven't achieved your target but are still on the wagon. A well done to those of you who started and may have fallen off the wagon. We're still on the wagon and we're waiting for you. If you haven't started yet, it's not too late. It's not too late. It's never too late. I'm 48 and I've just started to deal with the problem that I've been causing for 40 odd years. It's not too late, I hope. Hopefully I won't keel over tomorrow. As I said, thank you for watching. I'll be back soon. I'll be back next week with Carla's Calorie Crush, week 53. Take care. Bye for now.